All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, hopefully you're at this screen right now. Obviously, the link will to this video will now be there. And so the plan for your Wednesday asynchronous is to watch the video, this video, and then here's the deal. Everybody opens this right here. Real numbers operations practice. Looks like this. These are the problems you're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 problems that you are going to do. Okay. 4 subtraction, 3 multiplication, 3 division. All right. You are going to do these problems on paper. All right. Now, the reason I have these two things here is some of you are comfortable putting your pictures of your work in here like this. Click in the box for this problem. You hit insert, image, camera, and then you hold your work up, line it up. I don't want you just to, some people are taking a picture like this and I'm like, I can't read that. Make sure it's centered and flat so I can read your work. All right. But you take the picture by hitting that button. Make sure that so I'll take another one real quick there's 2 there. Make sure you have the one you want highlighted and then hit insert and it ends up in your document. So another review of that. Please make sure that's the easiest way I think to do it. Again, make sure it's visible to me. Like I can't read that. If you can't read, you got to check. If you can't read it, I can't read it, guys. So please, that was one thing I noticed the other day, and that kind of bugs me. You're putting in the work and you're not making it so I can read it. Now, if you don't like doing that, you can do how we did the warm up yesterday, where you're going to go in here, you're going to take a picture with your camera app, and then you're going to hit upload and find that picture of your work. All right, so you have 2 options. You can also just take a picture and email it to me. That's what all of this says right here. All right, so please watch this video. Obviously, you're here. Great. Continue watching. Open this up, do the problems, and however you can get it to me, get it to me. All right, so I'm going to switch over to the camera, the whiteboard, and we're just going to do some examples. All right, so actually, before I do that, give me 1 second. All right, so what I did there was I put that cheat sheet in the folder. It's at the very bottom here, and I just wanted to show you where we're going to be at here. So, all right, integers. That's just your regular numbers. That's our first example. Is going to be integers, and it says when multiplying or dividing, it's basically the same rules here. If you have a positive and a positive, it's going to stay positive. A negative times a negative, it's going to be positive. Positive divided by positive remains positive. Negative divided by negative becomes positive. And then so basically here's the rule. If your signs are the same, it's going to end up being positive. If they're different, it's negative. All right. So let's look at a couple of examples here. That's not what we want. There we go. All right, first example. I did this one briefly in class. All right. So on the cheat sheet, it says if you have different signs, as in this one's positive, this one's negative, positive times a negative, your answer is going to be negative. So we already know our answer is going to be negative. All right. 5 times 3 is 15. Easy as that. All right. If they were both negative, I'll just do a quick switch up there. They're both negative. 3 times 5 is still 15. Negative times a negative equals a positive. And just remember, same sign. So they both have the same sign, so it's going to end up being positive. If they both have the same sign, it's going to end up being positive. If they have different signs, it's going to end up being negative. All right? All right, let's do the fraction one we did in class again to make sure. So this is all multiplication, by the way. This is all multiplication. Now, multiplication of a fraction or fractions. Let's check that. Integer rules apply. Multiply straight across. Reduce. Easy enough. Make sure they're both fractions. You multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms, reduce if you can. All right. So first off, if we have one fraction, let's make sure they're both fractions. All right. So you write negative 6 over 1 times 4 over 9. Once your question or the original expression is both fractions, both of your terms, you're just multiplying straight across. Or if they were already both fractions, we would just multiply straight across. I'm going to get rid of these parentheses. Now, one thing to keep in mind, negative 6. There's only one negative here. All right, so make sure that you only have one negative in your entire fraction. That makes the whole fraction negative. All right, we'll talk about division here, and hopefully that makes sense, but that's really important to note. All right, negative 6 times 4, negative 24. 1 times 9 is 9. All right, so what did we do? We multiplied straight across. Multiplication integer rules apply, and then we need to make sure that this doesn't reduce. And in fact, it does. We can divide both by 3. Right? 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 3 is 9. So I didn't do that in class. I was kind of in a rush toward the end of class yesterday, so that's that. All right. Cool. Feel free to pause these videos if you feel that I'm going too fast. All right. Final one, we did not talk about this. This is decimals. Now, first off, the rules still apply where a positive, if they have different signs, it's going to be negative. So our answer is going to end up being negative. All right. And we're multiplying these, so let's go ahead and do that. And the way to do that is, it's going to be hard to do that in your head. You're going to have to write this out. All right, 5 times 5, 25. So line up your decimals and just multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. There's your 5. Carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15. 16, 17. All right. We have to deal with this 1 then, so I did it with the 5. Now I'm dealing with the 1. You add a 0, and then 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 3 is 3. All right, we're going to add that up. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry the 1, 3, 4, 5. All right, now what you have to do is, now what you have to do is you need to check your multiplication and see that there is one decimal spot here and another decimal spot here. So there are 2 total decimals that we have to account for. So you're going to move it 1, 2. So we move that up a little bit, 5.25. So our answer is negative, because we determined that from the beginning, 5.2.